Hello, how are you? We are back again to produce for you a director's cut. Another one, we've done another one at least before, so here is the next one. And what this director's cut concerns is looking at and helping you understand a three-way interaction. Now, the reason that I want to do this with you, with a three-way interaction, is because, again, this is a director's cut. And so this goes beyond the essence of regression into topics that may not even be covered in, let's say, a textbook that you're looking at right now. But that should be covered, I think should be covered in the textbook, but often is not, because three-way interactions are often found in research. They're not as common as two-way interactions, and we've talked about those in other videotapes. But three-way interactions certainly do appear in research, and so you should know how to understand them and how to interpret them. The other reason is again, this is a director's cut, right? So it's a director's cut, and in the director's cut, we don't fool around. So that, there'll be lots of textbooks that'll only go as far as the two-way interaction, won't approach the three-way interaction, but we're going to do that here so that you can take it a step beyond, a level up into a type of interaction that you will often see in research. And so you may not find it talked about in your textbook, or if you're looking at a statistics textbook, or many resources out there in the world, you may not see them talking about a three-way interaction, but you will hear. That's what the director's cut is all about. All right, so let's talk about a three-way interaction. Let's look at a particular one. I'll just put it up here on the board here just to describe a three-way interaction like you might see it talked about in a research article. And so let's say we're looking at an outcome variable, so a dependent variable having to do with organizational commitment. So that's our DV, is organizational. Boy, I'm not doing too good here on the, and then here I don't even know how to spell organizational commitment. Whether it has two M's or two T's, this continues to be an ongoing issue. But what that says is organizational commitment. So that's our DV. And let's say we're interested in a three-way interaction. Now, before I talk about the three-way interaction, let me talk just briefly about the two-way interaction, because there are other videos having to do with moderation, which is another way of referring to an interaction. And there's also a director's cut on moderation and mediation. And in that director's cut as well, we're looking at a two-way interaction. Now we're going to expand it, go up a level into a three-way interaction. But let's remind ourselves of what we mean when we talk about a two-way interaction. So a two-way interaction would be something like this. We might look at the interaction of job satisfaction by employee salary. As that interaction of job satisfaction by employee salary affects our DV, our dependent variable or outcome variable, organizational commitment. And I've depicted this before with an interaction graph, and so let's just take a quick look at what that might look like. And so here we have our focal predictor, job satisfaction, which goes on the x-axis here. And then on our y-axis, we have organizational commitment. Here, what I've learned in life is that if you're going to do something that's not entirely accurate, like spelling something, well then at least misspell it consistently. So let's go ahead. Consistency or reliability is very important, even if I'm misspelling a commitment here as part of organizational commitment. So on our y-axis we have organizational commitment. And so we're interested in the effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. And with the two-way interaction, we are testing the moderator of salary. So this is employee salary. We'll just refer to it here as salary. And here we have, in fact, here, let's bring that over a little bit. So we'll do it over here. So these are high salary employees, and then these are low salary employees. And as we showed before when we talked about the two-way interaction, in this case job satisfaction by salary, we showed, well, let's see, for the low salary employees, we have a strong effect. So this is the slope of the effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. So we have a strong effect, let's say, of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among low salary employees, but among high salary employees, let's say we have no effect. So relative to a flat slope, let's say this never gets significantly above a flat slope. So let's say we have no effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among high salary employees. Okay, and we've talked about this before in other videotapes about a two-way interaction, and specifically we were talking about job satisfaction by salary, job satisfaction being the focal predictor, looking at its effect on organizational commitment as our dependent variable or outcome variable, and then testing the moderator employee salary, high salaried employees and low salaried employees. And if we get a significant two-way interaction of job satisfaction by salary in this example, then we see we have two effects. We have two effects, not just one effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment, but two effects, one for high salary employees and another for, let me get that right, one for low salary employees and the other for high salary employees. We have what looks like there, strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among low salary employees, but no effect among high salary employees. Okay, so that's what we found for this two-way interaction. Okay, so that's important to know, right? So we're not thinking about the effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment as being the same among all employees, because we find with this significant two-way interaction of job satisfaction by salary that we actually have two effects. In this example, a strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among low salary employees, but no effect among high salary employees. Important for us to know, it adds additional complexity to our understanding of the effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. Now, let's take it a step further, and let's look at a three-way interaction and how that would be understood. Okay, now before I talk with you about three-way interactions, you might be wondering, well, if we can look at three-way interactions, why can't we look at like a four-way interaction? Okay, or a five-way interaction, or a six-way interaction? Okay, well, you only very rarely see a four-way interaction in the literature, in the research literature. And I've never seen a five-way interaction. Maybe I just don't get around much, but I've never seen a five-way interaction or a six-way interaction, okay? And I'm trying to recall in my memory here if I've ever seen a four-way interaction. I can't recall right now, you know. I mean, it's very rare. And the reason for that is that once you get into four-way interactions, you know, not even to mention five-way, six-way interactions, you're getting into interactions in terms of their interpretability that it takes a Spockian mind to understand. And of course, when I say Spockian mind, I'm referring to Spock, played by Leonard Nimoy, okay, in Star Trek, right? Okay, that character of Spock, he could like play, I don't know what it was, 3, 4, 5-dimensional chess. Well, that's not me, and that might be you. And if it's you and you can like wrap your head around a four-way interaction, then that's great. I mean, I admire your capability in that respect, but most of us can't. So what you're going to see in terms of interactions is that it goes as far as a three-way interaction. And that's what we're going to talk about now, and how to understand it, how to interpret it. So, the first thing that I want you to understand about a three-way interaction, grab my eraser here. Now here, we had job satisfaction by salary, two-way interaction. Let's go ahead and make it a three-way interaction. Okay, so I'm going to move this over because I need more room. We're going to add another predictor variable to the interaction. And let's make that positiveness of work environment. Okay, and I'm going to move now where I talked about the dependent variable or the outcome variable. I'm going to move it over here. It's organizational commitment. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at a three-way interaction involving the predictor variables job satisfaction, by employee salary, by positiveness of the work environment. Okay? And that's all I needed to do to get to the three-way interaction was add that additional predictor variable. Okay, and then let's go ahead and look at the different components of the three-way interaction. Well, job satisfaction is going to continue to be our focal predictor. Okay, so that's job satisfaction continues to be our focal predictor. And the focal predictor is the predictor variable where we're interested in its effect on the outcome variable, on the dependent variable. And we want to see in testing moderators, and now we have two moderators involved here, employee salary and positiveness of work environment. We want to see if there's added complexity. So we're doing an inquiry into complexity here. We want to see if there's added complexity to understanding the effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment, not as one effect across people generally, but whether that effect depends on our moderators. When we were talking about the two-way interaction, we were talking about whether the effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment depended on employee salary, in this case, high or low. Okay, well now we're going to go into a three-way interaction, so we're adding the predictor variable positiveness of work environment. And so now we're asking, well, does the effect of job satisfaction, our focal predictor, on organizational commitment depend not only on the salary of the employee, but also on the level of positiveness of the work environment? So now we're testing two moderators. Okay, let's talk about those moderators. Salary is a moderator. And positiveness of the work environment is a higher order moderator. Okay, so we have two moderators that are being tested here. Salary and positiveness of the work environment. This is referred to as the moderator, your employee salary. And here, positiveness of the work environment, referred to as the higher order moderator. Okay, now, next step. When you're looking at a three-way interaction, what you're really asking yourself is whether how the two-way interaction looks, in this case of job satisfaction by salary, depends on the positiveness of the work environment, or the higher order moderator. Okay, so let me repeat that again, because that's really important for you to start to understand, but then we'll provide some example. We'll provide an illustration here which will make it clear. So what we're asking, and it's a good way to think about this as we get into the three-way interaction and how to interpret it, is we're asking whether the two-way interaction of job satisfaction by employee salary, we're asking whether how that two-way interaction looks, whether it depends on the level of the higher order moderator, in this case, positiveness of work environment. So that's what we're asking here. Okay, well, let's say that we get a significant three-way interaction. Job satisfaction by salary, by positiveness of work environment. What that is saying is that our two-way interaction, which is included within the three-way interaction, okay, right here, that how the two-way interaction looks depends on the level of the higher order moderator, in this case, the level, high or low, of positiveness of work environment. So how might that look in an illustration? I'll tell you right now. Here we have job satisfaction, our focal predictor on the x-axis. Here we have organizational commitment on the y-axis. And we have a particular way at the two-way interaction, which again is included within the three-way interaction, a particular way that it looks. And so we go ahead and we have our moderator, salary, and here, keep wanting to bring that over. high salaried employees. And here we have low salaried employees. And the two-way interaction looks this particular way within a high positive work environment. All right? So here's our level of our higher order moderator, positiveness of work environment. We have a high positive or a highly positive work environment. And within highly positive work environments, the two-way interaction looks like this. Let's say that for high salaried employees, we have little or no effect. Let's say there's no effect here. And then we look at low salaried employees, and well, that'd be like this, right? There's also no effect. So the lines are parallel in this example. So here, for our two-way interaction, it turns out that we don't have an effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment for high salary employees, and we also don't have an effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among low salary employees. We don't find an effect for employees, any employees, at least as far as their salary is concerned, of job satisfaction on organizational commitment within highly positive work environments. But now the two-way interaction, we're actually not finding an effect for any of our employees of job satisfaction on organizational commitment, again within highly positive work environments. Well, that changes when we look at low positive so negative work environments. Within low positive work environments, so negative work environments, not nice places to work, there we find, when we look at the two-way interaction of job satisfaction by salary, here we have job satisfaction as our focal predictor on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we have organizational commitment. And we're looking at the moderator salary, and we have high salary employees and low salary employees. And here we find that for high salary employees, we continue to not have an effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment, but among low salary employees, we have a strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. Okay, so now what we're learning is that the different effects that we see between high and low salaried employees of job satisfaction on organizational commitment emerges within low positive or negative work environments. But within highly positive work environments, we don't have any effect at all of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. So here we find that the way the two-way interaction, job satisfaction by salary, the way it looks, well, we have no effect, regardless of the salary of the employee, on job satisfaction on organizational commitment. Or here, how the two-way interaction looks, well, we have no effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among our high salaried employees, but we have a strong effect among our low salaried employees. So now we have a difference in effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. Well, it depends on the level of the higher order moderator. High positive work environment versus low positive or negative work environment. Okay? Now this can, look different ways, right? I mean, it doesn't have to look this particular way, so we can change this. But however we change it, the point is that how this two-way interaction part of the three-way interaction, how that two-way interaction looks depends on the level of the higher order moderator. Okay? So it's different depending on the level of the higher order moderator. That's the point. Okay? So perhaps within a high positive work environment, we have a strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment. And we have an effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among low salary employees. But it's significantly weaker. And then over here, we go to the level of our higher order moderator, that's low positive or negative work environment. Here we find that we have, actually we could just have it the way we had it before, right? So this would be different. So we'd have, from what we have over here, here we have a strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among our low salaried employees. We'll just do it like we did it before. But no effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among our high salaried employees. So the way this two-way interaction looks, job satisfaction by salary, that particular part of the three-way interaction. How that two-way interaction, job satisfaction by salary, how it looks is different here, showing a strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among high salaried employees and an effect among low salaried employees, but weaker than we see for high salaried employees. But when we look at low positive or negative work environments, here we find a different looking two-way interaction of job satisfaction by salary. Here, under low positive or negative work environment, we find a strong effect of job satisfaction on organizational commitment among low salaried employees, but no effect among high salaried employees. Okay, so that's how you interpret a significant three-way interaction. you look for that particular part of it that represents the two-way interaction, and that's the interaction of the focal predictor by the moderator, in this case job satisfaction by salary. And when you have a significant three-way interaction, you know that how that two-way interaction looks differs depending on the level of the higher order moderator. In this case, whether we're talking about a high positive work environment or a low positive or negative work environment. All right, so now you know about three-way interactions. Right here. And you know how to interpret them. You look for that part of the three-way interaction that represents the two-way interaction. And if you get a significant three-way interaction, what you know is that that two-way interaction depends on the level of the higher order moderator, and that gives you your entire three-way interaction. So now you know about three-way interactions and how to interpret them, representing a still higher level of an inquiry into complexity when it concerns the effects of the focal predictor on the dependent variable. And you have a good one.